Dun, 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 dun. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak somewhere in the town. Hey YouTube, it's Tempest. I hope you don't mind that crappy intro. But I've been listening to a lot of Thin Lizzy, and the song is called Jailbreak, which coincidentally is also the name of my new deck. I remade Duke, and I turned into what's called my Jailbreak deck. Because it plays Duke and my favorite card, my new favorite Gold Paladin, and like Chrome Jailer Dragon. The effect is meh, but the art is amazing. So, and you can play it in Duke. So I made these custom gold and black sleeves. You can make these on your own really easily. All you got to do is get some thick black magic size sleeves and some thinner gold Yu-Gi-Oh sized sleeves. And yeah, you just double sleeve them. Like so. So, yeah, pretty cool. They're not amazing, but they work. So anyway, yeah, double sleeve this deck because these gold sleeves are getting really ratty. And updated the deck a little bit to with the addition of Chrome Jailer. So, I'm gonna go get right into the Jailbreak deck. This is the starter. We're playing Vortimer. Obviously, it's a pretty good card. You kind of need it for the ride chain. So, why wouldn't you play this? Actually, I lie. Duke is actually a really good card on its own, and you can play him potentially without the ride chain, especially in Chrome Jailer, since Chrome Jailer can be used early game to get free cards that you would otherwise miss with the ride chain. And since the ride chain is usually a net +1, no, it's a 1 for 1 because you -1 for ride, -1 for retire, and +2 for going. Jailer is a +1 because you Persona Blast, it's -1, and then you call 2. That's a +1. So you can only do it like once or twice per game before riding Duke. But what I'm saying is, like, you don't need to play the ride chain to play Duke Jailer. You could even play like Duke Garmor without the ride chain. My friend, I know a guy scared for Krauser who did that. But yeah. Sidebar: I will be posting a video for Duke Jailer without the ride. Oh, okay, I may not do that. I'm going to definitely be posting a video for Jailer Garmor without the Duke ride chain and Duke Garmor without the Duke ride chain later. So. That's gonna wait till I get the rest of my gold pots up because I'm still waiting on Pelinors. So I'm also gonna be putting up a Garmor deck when that comes around. So, but for now you get Duke. So moving on to triggers, it's just pretty standard. We got 8 crit, and you get your 4 draws. I've been learning that the Falcon Knight guy is actually not that strong as a draw trigger. I really like him because if you have to call him, you know, it's good for when he is called because you can give 2k to a unit. But I'm slowly learning that I am finding that the 5k boost from Gwydion is probably better. And you got your 4 heals, you know, pretty standard triggers. Alright, so for grade 1s, you got 4 of your grade 1s of the ride chain. Again, if you're playing without the ride chain, you don't need these. But you know, you kind of need them otherwise. 3 Gareth, and then I'm playing. You can play 4 Gareth if you want. I'm playing a Tron in place of the 4th Gareth. Just a random 10k Vanguard booster. You only really need it as a 1-up, I feel like, in this deck. You don't really need him. If you do, it's kind of cool. For helping you hit for that extra stage. But like, if I wanted to play 2, I have to cut like a Gareth, and I think 3 Gareth is the minimum if you want to play in this deck. You want to play 4 if you have space, but I don't. Next we got 2 Dindrain. When she's called the rearguard, you still lost 1 draw 1. She's one of your main drawings in the deck. Without Garmor, it makes it a lot harder for you to tech stuff out in this deck because, like, as you'll see, my grade 2 lineup is really like techy. Like, it's more of a toolbox kind of lineup. And it's not like Duke. Like, if it was Duke Garmor, like, that would actually not be an issue. But it's kind of an issue because, you know, like, not everything's completely toolboxy. So I'll go into that. Basically, you just use her to, when you get her off Duke or Jailer, you just get free cards. So she's there for when you need her, and then for perfect cards. Yeah, God, I love these sleeves. Okay, so for your grade 2s, you've got 4 of the grade 2 Vortimer. What you can do with him normally is you just want to ride him if you can. Like, even if you missed a grade 1 with the ride chain, you still want to ride him so you can make your Duke 11k. Even if you have like a Vivian in hand and you have a Chrome Jailer on this guy, you probably still want to ride this guy instead of Vivian. Because Vivian puts in a lot more Vanguard pressure than this guy, but he's still in there for the 11k, which can be really helpful late game. So, Now for my techie lineup, like, oh my god, this is so techie. Okay, so I got 2 Vivians and 2 Lopier, or not 2 Lopiers, 2 Trip. What I was initially doing was I built Jailer Garmor before I built Jailer Duke. And so in that, I knew I needed to play like 3 or 4 Trip, because like Garmor plays Counterblast 2. And if you need to push really hard with Chrome Jailer, you need to pay 2 for that. And then I had pay 1 for Jailer, pay 1 for Vivian, pay 1 for Kaiden. So it got to be, and pay 1 for Spring Breeze actually. So it got to be kind of a lot. And I knew I wanted to play Trip in that, so I did. Oh, and not to mention Counterblast 2 for Blaster Spirits. Like holy crap. Okay, so I did that. When I switched over to this build, I was just basically taking stuff out to fit in the ride chain, and I ended up taking out a lot of Counterblast stuff. Like the Kaidens came out, a lot of the Vivians came out, Blaster Spirits came out, and a Garmor came out. But I realized that if there was a time when I needed to use a Duke push multiple times, or like a Jailer multiple times, or like a Vivian multiple times, that I would need to do unflip damage with my Trip at least once per game. So having it there is just good to have for keeping your damage going. So it's a personal choice at 2. I think you could get away with playing like 3 of Vivian or 3 of Trip, 3 of either. Vivian just really helps with toolbox. Since I am playing some really random like toolboxy grade 2s and 1s like Din Drain. But again, Trip helps you with your resource management to help you get damage. Yeah, so I was talking to my buddy Mason from the Cardfight Vanguard. Cool look at his channel. He's actually quite knowledgeable on the game. He actually doesn't like Vivian, especially not in Duke, because it does waste counterblasts, and the card you get is random. But I actually like it a lot, just because if you don't have a full field, it can really help you get that last card that you need for Duke, help you fix your minuses, and yeah, just in general, decent card. He prefers Trip in general, but you know, that's just something you could you know, take into consideration. And then my last of the grade 2s, we got 1 Lopier, 1 Blaster Stiff Blade Spirit, 1 Blaster Dark Spirit. Like I said, random techy, toolboxy stuff for what you can randomly hit off the ride chain. I like these 2 cards a lot. They don't run 10k vanillas. They're very powerful for when you do get them. Now, my friend Paul always complains that he doesn't like them because they die as soon as they get like poked or whatever, but they're 10k beat 6. Normally I'm going to either kill them off with Duke or have them intercept anyway, so it's no big deal. And being able to get that special ability when they're called from the deck is just too good, so I really like these cards. And the last card is 1 Lopier. I was playing 2, but I had to cut 1 for the second Vivian I threw in here, so just 1 Lopier honestly. You could play more, like I said, you could like I'm playing 2 of each right now because I really like them both, but like I could easily go 3 Trip and then throw in that second Lopier shooter, which is what I would do if I moved up to 3 Vivian or 3 Lopier or 3 Trip and then cut the rest of whatever. I would definitely play 2 Lopier shooter because it's just too good. That's my grade 2. It's kind of a long explanation, I know, but like it is what it is. It's a whole bunch of random techie stuff. Alright, and then for grade 3s, thankfully these are really simple. 4 Duke. This is your main man. He's 11k base if you have the ride chain completed or whatever, and then you can pay 2 to kind of take counterblast 2, kill 3 units, and have them stand up and lose twin drive. So, and last card is for Dragon. So, what he does is you can counterblast 1 and persona blast 2, look at 4 cards from your deck, and then Superior Call 2, and then his Limit Break lets you counterblast 2, kill 2 units, and give him 10k and a crit. Basically what you do with him is, normally when you play Duke, you just play Duke, and you might play Garmor, or you might play the 12k attacker, the edge against the Destroyer. But if you miss Ride, then you're stuck with an 11k Duke, or a 10k Duke rather, not 11k, oh my god. Yeah, stuck with a 10k Duke that may or may not be able to do much. And if you miss the ride chain, you don't get any free cards. This guy you use to, if you miss part of the ride chain, you can use him mid game to Persona Blast and fix your field, and then re-ride Duke in late game to push. And if for some reason you don't draw Duke, his secondary limit break ability is still pretty good at pushing because it only costs like 2 rear guards, and if your opponent doesn't have perfect guard, that can be really deadly. So I really like this deck. I actually like, as a Chrome Jailer deck, I like the Duke ride chain. supporting him a lot better than straight up Garmor, because him and Garmor kind of do the same thing, and Garmor is better at doing what he already does. So, yeah, I don't know. But I do like Chrome Joe. I think it's a really good card. I think this is a decent build for the deck. The only thing is, if you like Vivian or trip over the other, you don't have to play both. You can play one or the other. So that's personal preference. Okay, this is probably going to be a really long video. I didn't actually bother to check the timer because I'm on my laptop. But if you made it all the way to the end here, thank you for watching, and please be sure to like the video if you liked it, and if you want to see more, please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. I'll be posting some matches with this deck and with the Garmor build, I think, a little bit later. So stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching.